Hello there everybody, Sam's Trains here and welcome back to the Railway. Recently some pretty big news broke, and that was that Thomas and Friends were coming to Train Sim World 5. And today I'm giving that a try. A massive thank you to Train Sim World 5 and Dovetail Games for sponsoring this video. As soon as I saw this news announced, I knew that this was something that you guys would be interested in, so it's a real honour to be able to bring this video to you. Now, there's been a really long tradition of Thomas and Friends in various train simulator games, but usually not officially. They're usually sort of fan-created, not the proper job. Well, that changes today, because Dovetail have worked with Mattel to bring Thomas and Friends to Train Sim World officially with this pack, Thomas and Friends Visit the West Somerset Railway. And this is available now on PlayStation, Xbox, Steam and also the Epic Games Store. Plus, Train Sim World 5 is available for free on Game Pass, with the Thomas and Friends add-on available to buy separately. And if you're interested in checking this out, I do have links down in the description. Character-wise then, this bundle includes Thomas himself, of course, Annie and Clarabelle for Thomas to haul. It also comes with Diesel and the Troublesome Trucks, in a bundle together with the West Somerset Railway, plus the usual training centre for teaching you how to drive. And so not only is this awesome for bringing Thomas and Friends to Train Sim World in the first place, but it also acts as a really nice entry-level gateway for beginners, maybe youngsters, Thomas and Friends fans, to get into the world of train simulators as well, possibly then graduating onto driving real trains. But anyway, let's get on with this. Let's see what this pack looks like. Right, so apparently there's a training module for the Thomas pack, so I guess that's going to be a good place to start, just to teach me what's what. And there he is, Thomas the Tank Engine. So yeah, Thomas introduction, just 10 minutes. I guess this is going to be a good opportunity to meet Thomas for the first time. So yeah, let's see what this is like.
Hello there, and welcome to the training centre.
Oh, we've got voice acting.
Before you can start your adventures on the West Somerset Railway, you will need to learn how to drive Thomas.
Oh, there he is. Ooh. Oh, his eyes move. That's awesome. Nice. So we've got voice acting, which I wasn't sure if we were going to have. That sounds good for the story then. And we've also got moving faces. I didn't know whether we'd get that. Oh, his eyes actually follow you. Cool. All right, let's have a look at this Thomas model then. So this looks pretty good. Yeah, I like this. And the face is very good, isn't it? Oh, maybe not from that angle. Oh, my word. But yeah, that is pretty darn good. All right, so what are we doing? We're going to get into Thomas's cab. Step up. All right, so he has got some cab detail inside. That I wasn't sure if we were going to get. It almost looks like just the normal cab of a steam loco here. Right, so we're gonna learn how to drive Thomas now. So let's see. All right, so it doesn't look like you can use the controls inside the cab as usual. So I think this has been simplified. Yeah, I just press A on the keyboard on PC and that gets him moving. Does he have a whistle? Oh, he does, and his face whistles too. Well, it doesn't, but his face changes. He scrunches up his eyes. That's awesome. Yeah, this is actually way more dynamic than I thought. I thought really this was just going to be driving the characters around, maybe with a few shunting missions thrown in. It sounds as though this is actually quite a bit more than that. Anyway, I think we've got Annie. Oh, yep, we've got Annie and Clarabelle over here. Did I see their eyes moving a second ago? No, so maybe, I think it's probably just Thomas then that has the move. No, their eyes are moving. Oh, that's awesome. And they look pretty good as well. Annie and Clarabelle. Yeah, that's cool. Right, what are we doing here? I gotta stop and couple up to them. Right, let's slow down. So, yeah, it's very, very simple, the controls. It's just A to accelerate, D to decelerate. That's on PC, of course, obviously PlayStation, Xbox, etc. will have different controls, but they're very, very simple. which makes a lot of sense. Okay, let's see how precise I can be. Let's stop just there. There we go. Hopefully we'll get to... Oh yeah, we do. Hopefully we're going to couple to these.
Annie and Clarabelle are waiting in the sidings behind you, and you must collect them before heading to the station. In order to reach Annie and Clarabelle, you will first need to switch the junction so that it is set to the correct track.
Go on then, let's try setting the junction. So cab door, jump down, and here is the junction, which I can just click. Did I do it? Yeah. There we go.
Great work.
Thanks.
You can now go and couple to Annie and Clarabelle. Make sure that as you approach them, you lower your speed and come to a stop as close as possible to them.
Yes, don't smash into Annie and Clarabelle. The controls are now the opposite way around because we're going backwards. So let's slow down. Try not to bump Annie and Clarabelle too hard here. And then finally we'll get to see what they look like together. Thomas with his coaches. Alright, hopefully this was slow enough, yeah. Okay, slow down. Oops. Yeah, that was pretty good. Do you see that? How precise.
Hello, Annie. Hello, Clarabelle. Hello, Thomas.
The voice acting.
Well done. You're now ready to head to the station. When you're ready to continue, use the throttle to apply some power to drive Thomas forwards.
Alright, well, I think this seems remarkably simple, actually. Very, very easy, very accessible. So I think I'll probably leave the tutorial there, to be honest, and we'll move on, see what else is available. So there's a few different ways to play with this pack. Obviously, we've done the tutorial. There's also a timetable mode, apparently, which allows you to drive these characters in a sort of more informal setting, I guess. There's a free roam mode where you can spawn the characters in wherever you like and play with them that way. And then there's the main way, which is the story mode. So apparently this is a multiple part story, and it's also supposed to be very, very easy to use, that even complete beginners can get into this and really enjoy it. So without any further ado, let's see what that's like. Okay, so I've already done learning to drive Thomas. We could learn to drive Devious Diesel, but I assume that's the same thing. So they're the tutorials. Let's have a look at Thomas's arrival then. Thomas and Sir Topham Hatt travel to Minehead for a big welcome to the railway. Sure, let's have a look.
Thomas's arrival.
Alright, Thomas's arrival. Cutscenes, I guess. Nice.
It was a warm summer's evening on the West Somerset Railway, and Thomas the Tank Engine was waiting at Dunster Station. He and Sir Topham Hatt had been invited to visit the railway and were on their way to Minehead for a big welcome. I can't wait to get to Minehead Station and meet everyone, said Thomas excitedly. You said you had a friend that worked on this railway, didn't you, sir? Yes, Thomas, I have, replied Sir Topham Hatt. Mr. Peters and I have been friends for a long time, and I'm sure you'll get to meet him once we reach Minehead. And I know he's very keen to finally meet you. Right then, he continued, let's get going. We don't want to keep everyone waiting.
Is he coming too?
And with that, Sir Topham Hatt walked down the platform and climbed aboard Annie.
Oh, well, that's scary. I feel pressure with Sir Topham Hatt on board.
Minehead,
Have to drive
here
properly
we
then.
come.
Alright, so we're going to Minehead. So obviously it's worth bearing in mind this is not set on Sodor, and who knows, possibly in the future we'll get a Sodor route. I mean, that would be incredible. But yeah, this is on an existing route. It makes sense as a nice introduction to the characters, of course. Right, so we've got 1.5 miles to go. I don't know what the speed limit is here. Is that it there? Is it like 5? Yeah, it's 5. You can see a sign on the side of the track there.
I wonder what kind of jobs I'll get to do here, wondered Thomas. I do hope we get there soon. I can't wait to get started. Yes, it will be nice to finally arrive, said Annie sleepily. I don't know about you, Clara, but I'm rather looking forward to a nice long rest after our long journey here.
Oh, this is so cool.
Yes, Annie, it'll be nice to finally rest my wheels for the night. You should get some rest too, Thomas. You don't want to be tired tomorrow, do you?
So I think one of the problems with train simulator games for youngsters is that there's a lot of dead airtime, you know? There's a lot of driving long distance between different locations without very much action. But here we've actually got dialogue for the journeys. The characters are talking, we've got the story proceeding as we drive. That, I think, makes this much more accessible for youngsters. I really like that this isn't just the characters in Train Sim World. We've actually got some content here, which is a lot better than I was expecting. You know what though, this format, imagine if they did do Sodor in the future. They could actually recreate real Thomas stories and such, and have them play out like this. That would be incredibly fun. Anyway, stopping at Minehead in 800 yards. So here's Minehead Station. Shows you exactly where you've got to stop. So again, it is very, very easy, which is good. Mind my head on the signals. Oh, look, we got some troublesome trucks. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh yeah, they're all troublesome trucks. And they're all watching the train. Their eyes seem to be looking towards the train. Right, I think I need to slow down. Right, let's go for this view. Haha!
As Thomas's train pulled into the station, he looked around and noticed a smartly dressed man standing on the platform. He wondered if this was Sir Topham Hatt's friend, when the man stepped forward and introduced himself. Hello, and welcome to the West Somerset Railway. But no one noticed that a familiar diesel engine was watching them from afar.
Oh, shucks. Of course. That was a devious chuckle. Cool. That's that then. Right. That's actually got me interested. So, continue journey. Choose the next chapter. The devious Diesel. As day breaks, Diesel begins to cause trouble. Of course he does. I like this. This is actually turning into a story. Alright, let's see what happens. I've not actually seen Diesel yet properly.
The devious Diesel. Early the next morning, Diesel crept into the station. He looked to see if anyone was around and saw that Thomas was sitting outside the shed dozing. He also noticed that Annie and Clarabelle were sleeping too. And an idea came to him. What a good idea, Diesel thought to himself. If I shunt those trucks in front of them, then Thomas will have to spend even more time getting them back.
Oh, the trucks. It's so cool we've got the trucks.
Thomas won't be a really useful engine if he's late. And on his first day, too. Chuckled Diesel deviously. I must be careful not to wake him, though.
Oh, so their faces can do all this stuff. That's really useful for storytelling, isn't it? Okay, I get to do the devious act. Ah, nice. Alright, so yeah, I was wondering why on earth Diesel was one of the first characters to be introduced to this. It makes sense though, because he's part of a story. I hadn't considered that that would be the reason. But yeah, he's the baddie. Oh, and I'm breaking the speed limit. Should Diesel really adhere to speed limits? I don't think so. Why should he? He's devious. Or does he not actually break laws? I don't know, but I am speeding slightly. We'll see if they tell me off. I don't seem to be getting into trouble for this. So Devious Diesel is going to park some wagons in an inconvenient place to try and foul Thomas. I'm happy to help. I'm happy to help. I don't mind causing a bit of trouble. Are these them? No, they're not troublesome trucks. They're just regular trucks. All right. That face. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I got distracted by the horn and I've missed it. Darn. No, I was actually pressing the wrong button. Alright, my fault. Hang on. Alright, yeah. Classic OH shunter cab, very nice. Same controls though, of course. Works exactly the same. What's that? Oh, we can open the window, so there's some things we can do. I always wondered, in stories like this, what are the drivers thinking? Like, when one engine is causing trouble, how do the drivers rationalise that? I don't know. It's just funny, isn't it? Okay. I just can't get over the look on his face. Pure evil. Okay, slowing. I love these trucks on the right. So we've got various open wagons, and we've got some vans as well by the looks of it. Okay. So it's very forgiving if you couple too hard. That's one thing I've learned. Doesn't seem to affect things too badly. Right, backing up. Right, there we go. So where is Tom? Ah, there's Thomas. He's over there, asleep. That's awesome. I like this. It's like having the toys that you can play with and reenact scenarios with, but it's super realistic and they talk. And you've got a massive sort of train set to play with them on. So yeah, I dig this. If I had this as a child, this would have been incredible to me. Is it really, really immature that I'm so entertained by that? I'm just seeing him peeping out from behind the rest of the trucks. What devious deed have we actually done here? I thought I was putting these trucks in front of Thomas. Or am I just putting them into the wrong place? I guess I'm just putting them in the wrong place. Slow down. Let's see if I can not miss the correct place this time. He's troublesome. You just know he's troublesome. Look at that face. Okay, a bit more. So it seems quite forgiving. If you're not quite precise, it doesn't seem to care, which is good. I must be precise. Yeah, that's good enough. Stop. Okay, uncouple the vehicles. Right, and we just click. Cool. Alright, and then, yeah, I'm going away. So as not to cause suspicion. You can still see Thomas asleep over there. Okay, we got a couple to Annie and Clarabelle. I must have missed this part of the plan. What are we doing with Annie and Clarabelle? This is more devious than I expected. Okay. Gotta do this quietly. I wonder if I do this too noisily if they'll wake up. I don't know. I don't want to take that chance. Creeping, creeping, creeping. Okay, that's enough, that's enough. Right, what are we doing? We're taking Annie and Clarabelle away. Okay. Bye, Thomas. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. The heist has succeeded. Thomas is still asleep. So are Annie and Clarabelle. I don't know how that worked. How are they still asleep, Devious Diesel? Alright, they are fast off. Even my horn can't wake them. So it looks as though we're putting Annie and Clarabelle into a siding. And we'll see what breaks loose once I've done that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Don't crash into Annie and Clarabelle. Oh, uh-oh. Are they going to wake up if I do this? Oh, no. Nah. We're okay.
And as quietly as he could, Diesel scuttled away.
Like a crab. Scuttled away. Nice. Okay. Well, come on then. We need to see what happens. Continue. Confusion and delay. Excellent. The classic Thomas phrase. Okay. I guess now we're going to see what Thomas thinks about all this.
A few hours later, Thomas awoke, tired but excited for the day ahead. He looked all around the station and took in all the new sights and sounds in front of him. He then spoke to Annie and Clarabelle. Morning, Annie. Morning, Clarabelle. But there was no reply.
No, they're a long way away.
he suddenly heard a chorus of voices from a nearby siding.
They're awake.
Thomas! Bust my buffers, he cried. How did you get over there? Don't worry, I'm coming to get you.
So now we have to undo the mess. Okay.
It looks like those troublesome trucks are still in the way. We need to move them before we can rescue Annie and Clarabelle.
Yeah, that's right. We parked trucks in front of Annie and Clarabelle, didn't we? Okay. Go on, Thomas, we can fix this. Alright, and I'm playing as Thomas now, so that means no more bumping. Okay, a little more. Alright. Couple to formation.
You troublesome trucks are always causing confusion and delay.
He enjoyed all this, didn't he? And him. Yeah, I don't know. Why are these trucks like this? It seems very unfair. So one thing you've really got to watch is the signals, because if you cross this signal on red, it will boot you off the scenario and you'll have to reload a save or whatnot. So yeah, it's worth watching out. I may have fallen afoul of that a moment ago and cut it out of the video. Possibly. It's possible. It's possible. I can neither confirm nor deny. Thomas knows the answer though. Thanks, Thomas, for not telling. Oh dear. Oh dear. I promise I'm not doing this on purpose.
It's good to see you're both okay. But how did you get here? We don't know, Thomas, cried Annie. Perhaps an engine from this railway put us here, thinking we were just ordinary coaches.
Nope.
That is strange, said Thomas, puzzled. Maybe it was by accident.
I think there's no lasting damage here. Looks like Diesel was thwarted after all.
Thomas arrived at the platform, and the passengers began to climb aboard Annie and Clarabelle. As he was waiting, Mr. Peters walked up and greeted him warmly. I'm sorry we're running a little late this morning. That's all right, Thomas, said Mr. Peters kindly. Just make sure you try and make up for the lost time. I'll try, sir, puffed Thomas. It looks like everyone's on board, called Clarabelle. We're ready to go now, Thomas, said Annie. That's good, puffed Thomas. Let's get going and see if we can make up for lost time.
Yes, I think we should be able to. All right. So I think we'll do one more, shall we? I want to kind of see how this bit panned out, but I also don't want to spoil too much of it. So yeah, let's have one more look at what happens next, and then we will leave it there, possibly to continue another day. All right. Diesel and the fireworks. Diesel learns of a fireworks display taking place and puts a plan into action. That must be what the special event was that they were talking about. I wonder how Diesel got here. I mean, Thomas is supposed to be visiting, right? How on earth did Diesel manage to come as well?
And the fireworks.
Oh no. This is going to be bad.
Diesel was thinking of more ways he could get Thomas into trouble.
I love
As he
Diesel.
approached Willerton Station, he saw the station master talking to one of the passengers. He was telling them about the fireworks display to be held at the party later that night. Diesel kept listening until he suddenly noticed a particular line of trucks waiting in the siding. They were waiting for Thomas to collect them and take them to the party.
Oh,
Diesel
no.
eyed the trucks with interest,
Oh no.
and a devious idea came to him. If Mr. Peters thinks Thomas is so special, let's see how he feels when his precious fireworks train is misplaced, he said slyly to himself.
Please say the fireworks are going to go off in spectacular fashion. Please say that. Look, there's somebody watching. Is that Mr. Peters? That might be Mr. Peters. Well, if he lets this happen and doesn't notice, that's his own fault. Right. Uncouple. Oh, we've uncoupled some of the trucks. Alright then. We've uncoupled some of the trucks and we're taking some of them with us. Does that mean we're going to spread the trucks far and wide on the railway? It might mean that. What are you planning? Goodness gracious. That certainly is devious. Stop, stop, no, not again. Oh, it's not so bad. Okay, we're okay. Right, okay. So now we're stuck in between the rake. What are we doing? Yeah, better hurry up though. We don't want Thomas to see all this. Let's slow this down. Yep, alright, we're all good. Uncoupling. So are we leaving these all or just some? No, just one. I like it. Oh, we've left another one. I see what he's doing. He's spreading them across the line. Diesel. Okay. I'm down with this. This sounds... I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to cause more confusion and delay, I assume. Ugh, stop. One couple. Is that another just one? Continue back. Yep, that's another one. Okay, goodbye fireworks. So now we're covering both lines in the fireworks vans. Now Thomas believed that the shenanigans before might have been an accident. I think he's going to struggle to believe that this time. I mean, this is obviously not an accident at this point. Objective complete, okay.
Soon Diesel had shunted the trucks into the platforms, blocking both lines and preventing the passengers from being able to board their train.
But he's there, he's going to be seen.
Diesel looked back and surveyed his hard work.
Alright folks, well I think I'm going to leave it there because I don't want to spoil too much of the story right now at the start, but if you are interested in what happens next, do comment down below and let me know. Overall though, this works really, really well. It is marvellously simple, which I know some people might not like that much, but obviously it's really important that this is very accessible, easy to get into, so that anybody can enjoy this. So yeah, I think that makes sense. I also love the voices and the acting involved here. It makes it so much more fun than just driving the engines from A to B, which is kind of what I thought this was going to be. So I'm glad that a fair bit of work has been put into this. Anyway, hopefully this does well, and hopefully this is just the beginning of Thomas content coming to Train Sim World 5 or future Train Sim World games. You know, are we going to see a dedicated route? Maybe Sodor? Are we going to see more characters and more stories in the future? I really hope so, because this is a lot of fun. It's a way to play with Thomas and Friends characters that we've never really seen before. So that is fantastic. Anyway, another massive thank you to Dovetail and Train Sim World 5 for sponsoring this video. Links in the description if you'd like to give this bundle a try. Overall, I think this is something I could really recommend, particularly if you've got youngsters and you're looking for them to get into train simulators, or if they just like Thomas and would appreciate playing with the characters in this way. A lot of fun. Anyway, thank you once again for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. All right, cheers folks.